suggest that you leave now. Wherever you have detected high energy, that is where you should head. Otherwise, I may have to find other ways to ensure that you do not interfere with the bunch.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how to get there.
Then figure it out. I mean, after all, you supposedly are an evil genius.
You're seriously bringing that up now?
Figure it out, or I will find a way to figure it out for you. But it will be my way.
Okay, fine. Score makers, let's figure out a way to get to Piggy Island.
I'm not sure about this, boss. Yeah, I don't like traveling overseas.
Are you serious? I survived a garbage barge, score makers. Whatever. Stay here, cowards. I guess this proves if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. In order to stay alive long enough to see the bunch of the weird fall, I must do this. All that matters to me now is seeing the bunch of the weird fall and suffer. So if this is how that's going to happen, then I will now start my journey to Piggy Island.
Gee, how long does it take to hunt a lowlife like Scorpius?
Apparently very long, Reese's. If we just knew where he was, I would be able to teleport to him. But unfortunately, we gotta do it the old-fashioned way.
Relax. I'm sure the bunch of the weirder is very close to finding him and the objects. They're good at their job. It's a call from V13. Hang on. Hello?
Guys, emergency. We didn't find Scorpius, but we are being chased by Claw Cadwell himself. We were at gunpoint by someone else, and he took him out just like that. We'll likely be at Hamilton Field fighting for our lives. Please come hurry.
Bunch, we need to go to Hamilton Field now. The bunch of the weirder is in danger. They're being actively hunted by Claw Cadwell. Let's move. Here we are, Bunch. Watch your surroundings.
Why are they here in Hamilton Field? They're just standing there. Shouldn't they be looking for someone? I need to figure out what this is all about.
You out here? We've arrived! Oh no. Have you seen him? Is he gone?
We haven't seen him, no.
Behind you. Behind you! Run! Go! 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 You're a hard man to find, Claw Cadwell. But your days of murdering innocent lives are over. We will make sure of it.
I've been trying to reach you all as well for such a long time.
Whatever you were planning to do, you won't get the chance.
Listen to me now.
I am not.
Just listen. Just listen.
Why? So you can buy yourself some time for a surprise attack?
No. So I can tell you the truth.
And what is that truth?
I never killed anyone. Ever.
And why should we believe you, Cadwell?
Just listen to me. And I'll tell you what really happened back in the 1980s. Back when the first few murders started taking place, I was a private investigator hired by the family members of one of the victims. This was my first major case in a long time, and I became immensely invested in trying to figure it out. My wife and child were there every step of the way in the beginning. I started looking into the murder, which turned into murders. They all had a pattern. Everyone was killed in a way to where their blood was drained out of them. It was a style of killing. Over time, these murders started happening everywhere in Bantile Way, and eventually, the Porg genocide happened. I initially didn't tie these to the murders, but the Porgs were killed in the same way. and in rapid numbers as well. I figured the murderer must have had a strong hatred for the species, so I'd looked into why. Turns out, back in the 1970s, the mayor at the time was a porg, which was also around the time of the Dino Island immigration scare, where Dino Island immigrants came to Bantileway in such large numbers that the mayor evicted less fortunate families to make room for all these dinosaurs. I looked into how badly some of these families were affected, and one family that caught my attention was the Sorsett family. This family had ties with Brian Hallmore, who was the main historian of Bantileway and the owner of the document facility. He also had ties to the government previously. After most of the evicted Sorsett family died to sickness during poverty, their youngest son, Nathan Sorsett, was taken in by the family friend, Brian Hallmore. I started looking into Nathan and found out he was also a contributor to helping solve the cases. So I set up a meet to talk with him, but something about his demeanor struck me as off. So I told him I didn't want his help, but would dedicate my life to solving these murders. After that day, things got bad. All of a sudden, I became a suspect. Notes started popping up beside victims with my name written on them. Fake articles were made about my criminal history that I didn't even have. And worst of all, almost every victim got a phone call from the killer, and the word that was spoken to them before they were killed was my name. After this, I became the prime suspect. I figured that no one else but Nathan could have done this. He knew who I was, knew I was trying to solve the case, was involved in the document facility, so he quite literally could have changed my history if he wanted to. And his family was evicted by a porg mayor, and the porgs were being killed by the masses, along with many other innocent lives. My family knew it wasn't me, and they advocated in the paper for me, but those papers were quickly forgotten, as the town needed someone to blame. Then Nathan started to help by identifying obscure knives, and much of the knife types that were used had contraptions that could drain blood. At this point, I knew it was Nathan, but no one believed me. They all loved him, and they now all hated me. But I hated Nathan for what he had done to me and everyone else in Bantileway. So I spoke with Brian Hallmore about it, and he didn't believe me either. Accused me of trying to frame Nathan, even though I was the one being framed. But I was determined to prove to the town that Nathan Sorsett was the killer. Unfortunately, by that point, I was already a target of his. It didn't help that because I was a suspect, me finding evidence made me look more suspicious. Like when I found knives outside of certain buildings, and I would be accused of committing the last murder that happened. I became very bitter with Nathan, and spoke in a manner that would be threatening to him. But of course he wasn't threatened. Nathan still needed me alive to be the suspect, so instead of killing me, that was it. That was the final straw. So that night, I drove to the document facility, hoping to confront Nathan myself and find proof, no matter what. When I got there, a young dinosaur, who I assumed was part of the TEC club, was running out of the facility. But none of the other kids were with him. There was a crashed car right behind the building. I figured Nathan had done something horrible once again, so I went to the front and banged on the door. Nathan wouldn't budge, however, but I had brought a gun, just in case. So I blasted the door down with it. Then I saw it. The dreadful sight. Dead children scattered everywhere. And then it all went down. Nathan! Nathan, I know you're in here. Nathan! What is that mask?
I made it. Made it from the same root iron I got this power from.
I know what you are.
But no one else does, Cadwell. They all think it's you.
They won't. For long.
Yeah?
Get back here! You won't get away with this, Nathan. There's plenty more where that came from, Claw. We have a supply closet in here. Don't care. Hit me with your worst. I'll stop you. So be it then. Did you... You stole this couch from the restaurant, huh? And then you blamed it on me! Even with psychic powers, I don't want to be caught, Cadwell. Psychic powers? From the root iron? That's how I'm able to do this. Why do you want to make me the bad guy? All I'm doing is trying to protect this town, and that's exactly why. Who would want to protect this pitiful, horrible,
Unfair excuse of an island!
no one here deserves to die, Nathan. But they will. All of them. Every single one of them. I'll stop you. But you can't. See, even look how helpless you are now. Everyone thinks it's you, Claw. But when I'm finished, no judge can argue with the proof I will have. Just look at this room! What have you done? What have you done? I'm destroying the proof, Cadwell. I can't have anyone finding out what you know. So all of the evidence will burn with this document facility. And then I will continue my killings. More and more will die. And there will be nothing anyone can do to stop me now. Because I've got the psychic powers that I needed to become the powerful entity I was always born to be. You won't get the chance!
Oh, really?
What makes you so... Why is the couch leaking his blood? Shouldn't his remains have gotten everywhere? Why did he disappear? Where is he now? His body should be here. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, there he is. That's him. He just set the document facility on fire.
Claw Cadwell, you are under arrest for the countless murders committed in Bantalway and the burning of a building.
No, officers! You got it wrong! I'm innocent! I'm innocent! My family is dead! My family is dead! I spent years alone with my thoughts in prison. Not even bothering trying to escape for years. That is until the warping happened. And I saw it. The floating green mask.
Exactly like the one Nathan had.
And killed just like Nathan. I knew that this supernatural entity must have manifested itself from latching on to one of the things Nathan's remains got on back in the 80s. I didn't want the 80s killings to happen all over again. And everyone in the town knew. You, the bunch of the weird, were the town's heroes. So, for the first time in nearly 40 years, I got out of prison but on my own. I couldn't let Nathan rise to power again. I had to warn you guys, because I thought you'd be willing to listen. But I was scared every time I got near you, as just being outside was a risk for me. I would breathe heavily in my raspy, aged voice, but no words would come out most of the time, and you guys were too scared to listen to me. This whole time I've been trying to save you, and let you know the truth about who this mask was.
Guys, I think he's telling the truth. So it was never you, Claw Cadwell. Every murder, attack, and innocent death, it was all Nathan.
Well, they finally figured it out. But that does not guarantee survival.